What's up, basketball fans? Check it out. The brand new Mohegan Sun FanDuel Sportsbook just opened in Connecticut. In-person betting, dozens of massive screens, 11,000 square feet of absolute awesome, including 2 levels of food, drink, kicking it with friends and family while catching all the hoops action, and so much more. And here we are. Welcome to the newest addition to the family. We are inside the brand new Mohegan Sun FanDuel Sportsbook here in Connecticut, and you're watching FanDuel Sportsbook's More Ways to Win March Madness style. We are so excited to be here. We're hitting the hardwood. We're breaking down the biggest tournament matchups ahead of us. We're giving you picks from round 1 all the way to the national championship and who's cutting down the nets in New Orleans. I'm your host, Lisa Kerney. Our gambling experts in-house as well, of course. Dave Weaver, Ed Egros, and Andrew Filipponi. These guys have been crunching all the numbers. They are ready to reveal their best bets for the big dance. And you can take their information and place bets right from your phone. Just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Check out all the wagers we're talking about on this show and so much more. And get this, because it does get better. FanDuel is giving new users an assist to get started. Just sign up for an account, bet $5 on the tourney. You're going to get $150 in sportsbook credit bonus. That's right. Sign up, deposit money, bet $5 or more, and you'll get that $150 in bonus sportsbook credit. You can do it right now. All right, let's get to it and bet these games. This first round is about to tip off, and we are tipping things off with the top teams in each region here, and we are starting in the West. Guys, here's a look at the entire bracket in the West. Is absolutely loaded. It features the number 1 seed of the entire tournament, the Gonzaga Bulldogs, looking for their first championship in school history. Bulldogs take on Georgia State, who won the Sun Belt Conference tournament, to get that automatic bid to get in where they are. Dave and Ed, all these top seeds are going to have huge lines, of course, in the first round. We see it every year. So the question is, can they cover? Guys, Gonzaga is giving 23.5 points in this first round. Dave, which side are you taking in this one?
I think they cover. You go back to last year. They want to make a statement here early. They beat Norfolk State, who was 16 seed, by 43 points. They hung up 98. This is the number 1 ranked offense in the country. Georgia State offensive efficiency, 126. This is just a huge matchup for Georgia State to try to get inside against these bigs. It's not going to happen. Their 3 leading scorers are all guards. So what does that force them to do? Make perimeter shots. It's going to get ugly, Ed. I'm thinking 89-60 Gonzaga.
89-6. All right, fine. I will mark this down on my tablet here and pay attention to that.
Too.
Now, just because, Gonzaga is a heavy favorite to win this national championship, and that's the statement that I think they want to make. It's not so much what they're going to do in this first round, but I actually think that Georgia State can cover this number. I think this is going to be closer to a 20, maybe even a 19-point game, in large part because I think Georgia State can do the things that will frustrate Gonzaga, especially when it comes to guard play. You think about Gonzaga, it's all about the front court, but it's the guard play that I think is a question mark here. You look at, for Georgia State, Kane Williams, Nelson Phillips, they're going to frustrate it. Offensive rebounding, Georgia State is not bad there. I think they will do the pesky things to keep this game a little bit closer than you would normally see in a first-round game.
All right, you guys, good stuff there. Let's get to the Midwest region now and my roots. A lot of championship contenders lurking in this bracket. Take a look here. The number 1 seed in this region, Kansas, who won the Big 12 Conference tourney. They'll face Texas Southern, who won their first 4 matchup on Tuesday. Dave and Pony, the Jayhawks, Pony, 21-point favorites here. They got a lot of pedigree coming into this tournament. Pony, how are you playing this one here in the first round?
Well, it's a late start for Kansas fans, so they can go to bed at halftime because this game's going to be a blowout. I'm going to take the Jayhawks. You look at Texas Southern, they don't have a player that averages more than 9 points a game. They got blown out by Louisiana Tech, 27 points. NIT teams, BYU and Oregon, beat them by 17 points respectively. Dave, the Big 12 does well in tournaments. They've gone to the Final Four 4 out of the last 5 years, and I think they get off to a good start with Kansas here. They cover.
I'm going to take the dog in this one, and I'm on Gonzaga, but I'm going to say Kansas will not cover. Yeah, here's the thing. Texas Southern does play well as a dog, 9-2, their last 11 games in this situation. And Kansas, their last 5 games in the Big Dance, have only covered once. Why? Because they're usually big favorites like this. Georgia Southern can rebound, 28th in the country, so if they can clean up the glass a little bit, get some offensive putbacks, I think they can keep this one close enough.
Cover, fine. Just don't take them on the money line, boys and girls. All right, let's move on now and focus on the East. And here's a look at that bracket. A tough field, but none of the top 4 seeds won their conference tournament. Baylor, the #1 seed, will start their title defense against Norfolk State, who won the MEAC Conference Championship, guys. Ed, Baylor's giving 21.5. Which side do you like in this matchup?
If you take nothing else for my analysis here, just remember this. Injuries are overrated when it comes to college basketball. You look at Baylor, they don't have sharpshooter LJ Cryer, they don't have big man Jonathan Tchamwa-Tchatchoua, but they've got a bunch of other great workhorses who can offensively overwhelm just about anybody in America. Offensive rebounding, I get it took a little bit of a hit, but Flo Thamba is still there. Cryer, I know he's one of the great three-point shooters on this team, but they've got a lot of other great ones. To me, the depth of Baylor is why they're going to cover this number.
Well, they don't lose in the non-conference. They went undefeated this year in November and December. I think the familiarity in the Big 12 wore them down. Teams knew how to play them. Now they're going back into very familiar territory, the defending champions. Look, Norfolk State played one of the weakest schedules in college basketball. They played one tournament caliber team. That was Xavier, who's in the NIT, and they got pounded by 40 points. Baylor is going to blow them out. This is a rocking chair play. Take the Bears.
All right, guys, as we wrap up our whip around the regions here, we're going to land in the South. Take a look here at this region. Arizona, the #1 seed. They're taking on a first 4 winner. That game had not been played at the time of this show taping. So, hey, we're looking ahead. We're betting the #2 seed, Villanova, the Big East tournament champion, taking on Delaware, a school just 45 miles away from Nova. Dave, Villanova's giving 15.5, a more respectable number coming out of those 20s. Can they cover that?
They can. You know, this is where they're supposed to be in March. They thrive covering in the tournament. 14-3 against the spread as a favorite, going back, obviously, you know, decades. But this is where they're supposed to be. Delaware, on the other hand, this is only their second trip to the NCAA tournament in 21 years. Villanova, the best free throw shooting team in the country at over 82%. So if they get to the line, they're going to be making those shots, and they will get to the line, and they will out-rebound this team by a big number. I don't think they keep it close. Villanova covers easy.
Program history matters not. What matters is what's happening right here and right now. And right now, I feel like that Delaware can actually keep this game to within about 10 points, in large part because they have the 40th best effective field goal percentage shooting, top 70 in free throw rate. They get to the line, they make their freebies, and Dylan Painter, 6'10" senior post guy. Delaware's got a lot of good experience that could keep this game relatively close. Doesn't matter what the program has done over the course of the years. It matters what's happening right here, right now. And look, Villanova can get into some foul trouble. It's been one of the bigger problems that they have had all season long. Delaware knows this. They could put Villanova in some tricky spots. I think Delaware can keep this a little bit closer than the line, at least.
What have you done for me lately? I get it, Ed. All right, now that's a look at some of the top teams in the big dance and our experts' picks, of course. And a reminder for our new users, welcome. Excited to have you with us. Sign up for an account now. Bet $5 on the tournament. You'll get $150 in bonus sportsbook credit. That's right. Sign up, deposit money, bet $5 or more, and you'll get that $150 bonus sportsbook credit. You can do it right now on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. And of course, the tournament is all about upsets, as we know, and picking the right upsets could lead to a big payout. Now, as you know, underdogs are plus money. So let's get some, guys. You know this is what I show up for. So let's bet the first round dogs here and see who our betting experts like to pull the upset here. Dave, you're going to start us off. Give me an underdog that's going to win outright. Who are your moneyline money makers here in this tournament?
I'm going with the hottest team in the country, and that is Colgate. Yes, Colgate has won 15 games in a row. I don't care who you're playing. When you win 15 in a row, you are legit. Wisconsin, The Big Ten, I think, is down this year. I'm going to fade a lot of the Big Ten teams in this tournament. Colgate, the number 2 3-point shooting team in the country out of 358 teams, they're second, 40%. They're going to be bombing threes and pull off this upset.
It's about time Dave used some Colgate for starters, but I like Vermont in this one. I think Vermont can pull off the upset against Arkansas. In the history of the tournament, teams that overwhelm, get those underdog upset wins, they shoot 5% better from 3 than they normally do. So you want to look for teams that are willing to shoot a lot of threes, and Vermont has one of the higher 3-point shooting rates of any team in this tournament. Arkansas does not, and so if Vermont gets hot, watch out.
I'm going to dedicate my upset special to the most famous Chattanooga mock, and that is T.O. If you're watching this, my man, your mocks are taking down Illinois. I'm going to be at this game Friday night. Chattanooga, very good defensively. They hold opponents to 30% from 3. And here's the thing. We know about Kofi Coburn for Illinois. Chattanooga has a Kansas transfer, Silvio De Sousa. He's 6'9", 250. They have the size to match up with Illinois' big, and they're going to pull off a plus 250 upset here, Lisa.
An excellent player, Pony. I like the shout out. There are dozens of games and thousands of bets that you can make right now. So time now, I want you to focus on some other games on the board here, guys. We're going to have a little friendly competition, if you will. You each get $100 virtual dollars. Now, with that money, you have to make 1 spread, 1 money line, and 1 total bet. And you get to decide how much to put on each. You only get $100. The person who makes the most profit wins. We will crown that champion on next week's show. We do this throughout the NFL season, so you guys know how to roll here. Let's get things started. Dave, give me your winning picks.
All right, I'm going to stay with my upset special on the spread. So I'm going to take Colgate with the points in here, getting the 7.5. Yes, I do think they'll win the game, but this is a pretty safe play to take them on the spread. That's $25. My money line play, I love Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech is a team that will outshoot Texas from the threes, 39% to 32%. Texas is kind of spiraling right now. Lost 3 in a row. Virginia Tech's won 4 in a row. The strength of schedule has been better for VTech. So that's my money line play. This is almost a pick'em game, so I'm not going to make a ton, but that's my play for $50. And then the total, Houston, UAB. Houston, you know, notoriously kind of a juggernaut defense. They had to set this line kind of low, but UAB, you look at their last 5 games that they've scored, 81, 87, 80, 102, and 82, and Houston averages about 75. That game's going over. That's my final $25.
I'm going straight after Pony, right between the eyes for my spread pick. I like Illinois to cover the 7.5 against Chattanooga, in large part because they've got some really good size to guard the post, not to mention a top 50 effective field goal percentage offensively. For my upset moneyline moneymaker pick, I'm going to go on $50, taking Davidson to upset Michigan State. I think Davidson has the 3rd best offense among all mid-majors, behind, obviously, Gonzaga and Houston. Davidson going to be really good. And then lastly, I'm also taking the over in the Houston UAB game. Do not let the fact that Marcus Sasser isn't playing for the Cougars fool you. The data sample is more than supple enough for Houston to showcase an incredible offense. I feel like they can blow out UAB, score a ton of points, and get over that 136.
All right, I'm going to start with a $50 wager on the Richmond Spiders to keep it close against Iowa. They're a very experienced team, one of the most in the country, the oldest, and they take care of the ball. Great assists, very few turnovers, get a lot of steals. That's number 1. My money line moneymaker, 25 on Marquette. Sorry, Bish. I'm going against your North Carolina Tar Heels. The Havoc defense, North Carolina's guards are very erratic. Shaka Smart's going to get a win at Marquette. And then my last one, $25 here on the under in Duke Fullerton. Duke, they couldn't shoot the ball against Virginia Tech. 4 of 20 from 3. Fullerton's got only 2 guys who can score. I'm going under for 25.
Yeah, Pony, our producer Vishal just got in my ear and told me next time you pick against his team, he's just going to go ahead and cut your mic. You're done. You're done. Great stuff by you guys. Those bets are all available right now, of course, on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. You can hit them up. And, hey, you can tailor, guys, or make your own picks. I always say this on the show. You do you. And remember, new users, download the app, place a $5 wager to get $150 in Sportsbook bonus credit. So make sure you take advantage of the special offer going on right now. And let's keep this thing going by taking a look at the tightest spread in each region and having our guys pick that game. So let's get right to it, and let's start off in the West region. For that, the 7-10 matchup, guys, featuring Michigan State taking on Davidson. A 7-10 matchup. This one expected to be close. You see right here, Dave and Pony. Spartans are just a 1-point favorite. Dave, who do you like in this matchup?
I'm not sure this game's really going to be close. I like Davidson. This is a team that does not turn the ball over. They can block shots. They can shoot the three. They have a great offense. They're averaging 3.5 points more than Michigan State throughout the year. And as I said, I'm fading the Big Ten pretty much in every spot that I can, Pony. I like Davidson.
Well, Davidson, to me, is a poor man's Iowa. They're a great three-point shooting team, 6th in America. You know, they don't have great interior play, but Michigan State's not built like they have been the last few years. They don't have scores. They don't have a premier point guard like Cassius Winston. And so I think Davidson can shoot it from the outside, and I think Michigan State won't keep up. The closest team, like I said, was Iowa, and they drilled Michigan State by 26 this year. I think Davidson does get the win. I'm with Dave.
All right, this fighting Steph Curry's, if you will. Hey, same drill for the South region now, guys. The closest spread in this bracket. The 7-10 matchup right there, Ohio State versus Chicago Loyola. Guys, Ohio State, a half-point favorite over these two. Pretty evenly matched teams, really. Ed, who do you like in this matchup with Chicago Loyola?
Well, the thing about Loyola Chicago, aside from the fact that Sister Jean is also a part of this situation, you know, she's still going strong here, but I like Loyola Chicago a lot. And in large part because, look, Porter Moser's gone. I get that, and they have perhaps the youngest head coach in Division I college basketball. But coaching, yes, it matters. But you leave a program, and then you come back, and everything's going to be just fine. The program is in terrific shape. They were known for defense. The defense is still great. Defensive rebounding metrics are absolutely outstanding. Ton of great seniors, ton of great leadership. How can you go against Loyola Chicago and Sister Jean?
I agree. I think Ohio State's actually the worst Power 5 program in the field. They're a 7 seed. They lost 4 of 5 down the stretch. They've got key injuries to big men, Kyle Young and Zed Key. We don't know their status for this game. They got beat by Penn State convincingly in the Big Ten tournament, one and done. Ed just touched on it. Loyola, great pedigree. They're going to win this game.
Got a little dyslexia, guys. Not Chicago Loyola. Loyola Chicago, guys. I see you. All right, let's get to the East region of this bracket, and it is the 6-11 matchup between Texas and Virginia Tech. That's the tightest spread in this region. 6-seeded Texas giving just 1 point. I love these games. Dave, 2 schools from major conferences going at it here. Which side are you backing?
I'm Virginia Tech. I'm just not in love with teams that come in kind of limping to the tournament on losing streaks, and Texas has not looked good over their last 3. So to me, the hotter team in here is Virginia Tech. They shoot the 3 a little bit better. You know, I just give them the edge, slight edge. I don't think this is going to be a blowout, but I think they get the job done.
Conference tournament runs really don't matter to me very much. The ACC was absolutely weak. If there is a conference that you should be fading as far as a major conference is concerned, it's the ACC. Almost nobody looked good there. But here's the thing about this particular matchup. I get it's the national pastime to make fun of the University of Texas, but look, sometimes the AP preseason poll is absolutely correct. It just takes time for a team to sort of fulfill what the expectations are meant to be. Texas was ranked 5th at the start of this season. At some point, they are going to showcase the talent, the transfers in that front court, and Chris Beard showcasing what he can do defensively in terms of getting his fingerprints on this team. To me, I think Texas Tech gets it done.
All right, let's move on. Last but not least here, the Midwest region, guys. Odds makers think this 7-10 matchup between USC and Miami is going to be a tight one. Another close one here. The Trojans giving 1.5 points to the Hurricanes. Dave, who do you have in this matchup?
Well, neither of these teams are going anywhere, so whoever wins, I'll be betting against next time when they lose to Auburn. But I've watched a lot of USC here in Southern California and really haven't been that impressed with their entire body of work. So I'm going to go with Miami, but I really don't like either of these teams, Pony. I think it's going to be an ugly game with plenty of turnovers with Miami having the edge.
I disagree with that. I don't get why USC is so discounted when compared to teams in the Pac-12 that everybody loves, Arizona and UCLA. USC shoots a better field goal percentage than UCLA. USC shoots it better from three than Arizona. They're a very good offensive team. I'm in an ACC market. Miami, 2 up and down. I think USC wins this game by double digits.
Great stuff, guys, and plenty more coming up from our guys, including their Final Four picks and also their best value national champion pick. You're going to want to stick around for that, of course. But I just want to take about 30 seconds to tell you about the spot that I am standing in right now. The Mohegan Sun FanDuel Sportsbook. We're taking you inside here. This brand new space just debuted less than 2 weeks ago, and it is absolutely gorgeous. The FanDuel Sportsbook is in the middle of the Mohegan Sun action. 11,000 square feet of space to enjoy 2 levels of self-betting access, food, drink. There's a VIP lounge upstairs, dozens of massive screens playing every single game that you need. So you can hang here with your friends, your family to enjoy the action while betting on your favorite teams and players. And if you're in Connecticut or, hey, traveling anywhere in the New England area, this is a must-see spot. You won't want to miss it. In less than 2 weeks, I have now been here twice already. You got to join us here at the Mohegan Sun FanDuel Sportsbook, open 7 days a week. This is your formal invitation to join us here. So let's get you set to place your bets here while you're here, and back to basketball now. To do that, we're handing out championship picks in just a second, but first we've got to reveal which teams are going to make the Final Four. So, guys, you're back in here. We're going to put the Final Four futures right there on your screen. Gonzaga, the odds-on favorite here to win their region. Baylor, the only #1 seed not favored to win their part of the bracket. Guys, it's go time here. Give me your Final Four picks. Dave, you going off the board? You like something here? What do you think?
I got one sort of, semi-non-favorite team, but I'll start with Gonzaga. They're the heaviest favorite to make the Final Four at -135. They really don't have that tough of a schedule to do that. I think they get through their bracket pretty easily. Yawn on Gonzaga. Kentucky, their talent rivals anybody's. When you look at Shibwe, Ty Washington, Wheeler, they got some guys that can shoot the three. I think they're going to make a big run. This is their best offensive output that they've had in 5 years when you go back to Malik Monk, De'Aaron Fox, and Bam Adebayo. What a team that was, by the way, and they didn't go all the way. But I think Kentucky gets through their bracket. Arizona, +145. I know Ponies didn't sound like he likes that much, but boy, do they have some offensive scores. And then Iowa would kind of be my sleeper of a non-top team that's ranked, outside the top 4. They, to me, have the easiest path. That's my biggest price at +400, but I'm pretty chalky overall.
Brace yourself, guys. I'm going to take Gonzaga to win the West, in large part because, look, Chet Holmgren, Drew Timme, that is the best front court in the country, and I get that guard play matters in the tournament, but when you have a front court like that, it almost doesn't even matter. In the East, I'm also going to go with Kentucky's second-best offensive rebounding rate because of Oscar Tshiebwe. Off-night shooting is not going to matter. They're going to get enough possessions to overwhelm just about anybody. In the South, I like the value play with Houston at +550. That second-best opponent effective field goal shooting percentage should mean they are at least favored to get to the Sweet 16. Then they'll place in San Antonio, which is close to home. So not much distance traveled for Houston, so I like them there. And then the Midwest, I'm going to go with chalk and Kansas at 2-1. Bill Self's high-low offense, it finally features some experience led by Ochai Abachi. They finally have the personnel that I think can handle that high-low offense about as well as anybody. So Kansas makes the Final Four.
Well, I'm going to try to give you guys value plays. These are things that I think can happen, like Alabama here at 25-1. Nobody takes more threes than the Crimson Tide, so that's going to be my first pick here. They beat Gonzaga this year. I'm going with them 25-1 to go to the Final Four. Let's get the next one up here. Who do I got as my next team to get there? UCLA, the Pac-12. They brought 4 guys back from last year's Final Four team. They all play big minutes. I think UCLA can get there at 6-1 as a 4 seed. My third team in the Final Four. Dave, surprise, it's Arizona, +145. They're a little Gonzaga. I like their path to get there. And my last pick to make it to the Final Four is Auburn. Jabari Smith, I think he comes alive in this tournament. He's probably the best player in college basketball.
Here we go from the regional champion to the national champion. It's what everybody wants to know. Time to see which team our experts think will be cutting down those nets. So everybody back in here, guys. We're going to put the NCAA championship odds on your screen right there. Great stuff. You guys know what to do. Dave, let's hear your pick. I'm
going with Kentucky. You know, I've liked them all year long. I think they have a really easy road to the Final Four. They're going to have to beat Gonzaga on their side. But if Kellen Grady can get hot behind the arc, they have all the other pieces. I'll go with the Cats.
If you listened to More Ways to Win radio on Sunday, you heard me say that Gonzaga's value was there when it was close to 4-1, but now at 3-1. I don't like the value play, but I love it for Kansas at 11-1. Look, there's so many things to like about Kansas here. David McCormick, Remy Martin. There's enough depth there for Kansas to overwhelm just about any other opponent offensively. Somebody is going to step up for Kansas. I feel like they can get it done.
I think the best value by far is Purdue. Caden Ivey, I lived through it with a guy like Carmelo Anthony, watching him win a national championship. He is good enough to carry the Boilermakers with three-point shooting. And Williams and the big 7'4" Edey inside, 20-1 on the Big Ten runner-up to win it all.
Great stuff, guys. FanDuel is teaming up with Visible to help you win money just by watching March Madness and answering some questions about the games. Check it out. It's the Call Your Shot Pick'em contest presented by Visible, and it's free to enter. Just go to FanDuel.com/free/hub to lock in your answers for round one before the tournament games begin. If you get a certain number of questions right, you'll be eligible for a share of the $10,000 prize pool. Hey, and if you don't win during the first round, keep checking back before each round of games for a new set of questions and a new chance to win part of that prize pool. So go to FanDuel.com/free/hub this week and every week before the games start to enter the Call Your Shot Pick'em contest presented by Visible. Good luck, and as always, have fun, and thanks for playing with us. And before we let you go, we've got some breaking news here. FanDuel Casino has a new offer for players 21 and older in New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Connecticut, and West Virginia. The Casino 5-on-5 is here, and you can score up to $25 in casino site credit. Here's how it works. Place a bet of $5 or more on the tournament. You're going to get a $5 credit in your casino account. It is that easy. You can do that a total of 5 times during the NCAA tournament. Only one eligible bet is allowed per day, so make sure to come back each round and each matchup to continue to claim more. It is all there on the FanDuel Casino app. All right, that is a wrap for that. Let's get to the women's. Women's bracket as well, guys. Dave, Ed, Pony, come on in here. Let's get the women's. Odds on the screen as well, because we are going to pick a women's championship tournament underway as well. Dave, I'm going to start with you. Who is winning for the women's side?
Going with the best player in the country, Caitlin Clark in Iowa, plus 4,000.
I can see Baylor and South Carolina, but give me Maryland to get some value there.
A 1 seed usually wins. I'm going to take the Louisville Cardinals.
There you go. Give those ladies a little love. That's a wrap on the show. Let March Madness begin, guys. For Dave, Ed, and Pony, I'm Lisa Kerney. Thanks for hanging with us here, the FanDuel Sportsbook here at Mohegan Sun. We're so excited to be in Connecticut. Tournament edition is underway, guys. We'll be back next week to get you ready for the Sweet 16. Catch our shows today and next week, leading you up to tip-off.